Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going through using some silk foamiran and showing you how it differs from the other one. These three here, I wonder if you can guess without me telling you which one is the silk foamiran. The middle one silk foamiran. So you can only pick up so much on video, but I'm going to show you. So foamiran always goes a little bit more tougher, more rigid once it's heated up and then cooled down. When you first get it in the sheet, it's quite floppy, but as soon as you then put it in the heat or the straighteners or the iron, after it cools, then it keeps its form of wherever you've put it, but then it also then gets this rigidity to it, which you can hear and see how floppy the petals are. It's not like normal flower foam. Flower foam is extremely thick and it's about over 1 millimetre thick. Normal foamiran is between 0.6 0.8. Normally comes, I think, about 0.8 to 0.9 from what I can visually see. This new silk foamiran that I've been using, it's been around a while, I just haven't had a chance to use it. The thinness of it's quite transparent to look at. If you put light behind it or look through in the sun and up with the window, it's transparent nearly. It feels very much like a tissue, just tissue that you'd use blue nose on. Feels like that, but a lot softer, like a velvety sort of feel to it. But yeah, as thin, I'd say, as tissue. Not tissue paper, but tissues that you get out of your box to blow your nose on when you got a cold. That sort of thinness. Also, the difference I found as well is that when you're moulding it as well, and you're making it because this is what it comes like once it's cut out of a die cut. So then you've got to make it, obviously, mould it to the flower shape in the petals. I find it a lot more forgiving for stretching, which is weird, which is a lot easier to put stamens in as well because it's a lot more give, where normal foamiran, once you use it, it's like you only have to stretch it a bit and then it's like it tears. Well, this is a bit more forgiving. The other thing that I've noticed as well is that it doesn't take heat well, especially the way I use it with the straighteners. So normally, if you see the other ones, I normally fold them up, don't I? Fold them up in a little package and clip them in there, and then I mould it. The heat seems to be too intense for it because then when I try and open the flower up, they're too stuck, so it tears. So I don't need to use the straighteners with it. So you can get a flower like that just using the heat from your fingers, which I think is really good. So let's put them to a side and we'll get on with making the flower. That's the difference that I can explain so far. So we've got a few here that we're going to go colouring. These have been coloured, so they've got time to dry a little bit. This isn't so much of a wet sort of ink, but it still needs, I think, a good 15 minutes to sit in the foam rather than like brush it on, make the foam, because it gets all over your fingers. So this is a Fabercastel gelato, and this is the colour watermelon. So it comes out exactly. See how dark it looks, and then it comes out really pastel looking. It's really pretty. So then I normally put it on with a finger dauber. So put lots and lots on, and then obviously you're working very delicately. So I normally put it on the edge of the petal, because don't forget the middle of the flower, as you can see there, you don't see much colour anyway. All you see is the colour poking out from the petals. So don't waste too much ink in this sort of perimeter of the flower. Always work on what you know is going to peek out from underneath. Okay, I like to leave some petals white as well. It doesn't have to be neat. So pop it on. Okay. Another one. So you just literally putting it on like it comes like a lipstick sort of thing, and then you're smudging it with your sponge dauber. Okay. Okay, I don't sometimes colour all of the petals. I just rub it on. No need to be neat. Not with this sort of ink, this pastel. It's like not an oily pastel. It's a consistency of a like a dry lipstick sort of. A drier lipstick. You know, lipstick's got more emollient to it. So that's take the emollient out, and you've left with like a this sort of feeling. Like lipstick, if you did that, you'd see it, wouldn't you? So that's what I mean about that. It's got that consistency. If you pressed on enough, look, you would see it. Okay, so that's the colouring of the petals. Easy peasy. Okay, so I've pre-done some ready to make the flower. So I'll get my sponge. Then you go in, make the holes first. So go right in the centre, and then again, like in my other flower videos, I push onto the barrel of where I hold to make the hole larger to work with. Okay, so rather than just make the hole tiny, push up to the barrel a little bit, and then it gives, then it's a little bit more forgiving if you like to use a lot of stamens like I do. Like you can see, I like to use quite a thick bunch. You'll see on that one, you can see like it's quite a big chunk of stamens. But again, like I said at the beginning, it's a little bit more forgiving for stretching. So that's what I like working with it as well. It surprised me because I thought with it being thinner that it would be like less forgiving and really tear easily, and you've got to be delicate with it. It doesn't work out like that, strangely. So I've put all the holes in. Okay, now we're going to shape them. So I'm not using any heat. So we're going to pop it all in like I normally do. Fold it all into the centre. So you've got like a little parcel. And then the new way of doing it now is rather than just one twist, I do a twist on the top away from myself. And then I do a twist in this corner towards myself. Okay. And then just hold it. And then a twist just into the middle, a little bit like that. And then you've got, I've just got to try and get rid of that ink because I don't want it smudging on my flowers. There you go. So then you've got an uneven wave. So rather than the old way of doing it, when I was doing it just the S wave, this is more of a random wave. There you go. So that's that one shaped. Telling you, this stuff is so easy. I don't use a flower foaming thing either. I don't need to use one of those either to make those fluffed up. So I've not used that either. You can do, but I've not tended to use it. So again, let's go. So this outer corner, so you're twisting it gently away from myself and just hold it. And then opposite corner, twist it towards, and then in the middle, just a little mini one. If you need to do it again a little bit more, that's fine. Do it away from the self, and then that's okay. There is different ways of shaping, but for this flower, this is what we're going to be doing. So again, on that part, twist away and then just hold, and then on this opposite corner, twist again and hold, and then in the middle, just a little mini twist. So really all you're doing is distressing the ends. I have got one of those from Crafter's Companion where you put it on your finger and you roll it and you distress the petal that way, but because it's so delicate it tends to tear the ends, so I don't use that. This is the technique that works for me. Okay, so again, twist that corner and then that corner, and then again further down. Okay, see how it just distresses each bit. Because it's so thin, it does each petal, so you haven't got to do them individually, which again saves time. Okay, so towards, no, that was away, then this one is the towards one, and then in the middle a little one. Okay, so these are the flowers again. Outer, twist out, twist in, and twist how you like in the middle and pinch. This flower here is the same as what I've just made on the ballerina card. I've just used a different colour. So this one is called strawberry. No, I lie, watermelon. This one's called watermelon. The one before on the ballerina card was guava. Okay, so that's ready now to form that. Let's do some stamens. So like I've said, I like a big chunk. So I've got them all together nice and neat. Okay, so you want them in a little parcel like that. And then you get your wire. I fold mine like that. And then I put them in so it's in the middle. And then I pull it back so that all the little pretty heads meet up in one bunch. Okay, so hold that tight, and then what you want now is the top end of the wire near the bend of the string is to be as tight as you can. Now these are blunt, these won't cut through this wire, but what it does for me is it helps me tighten up that top end. Okay, and then I'll twist it until I'm happy with it, and then I'll get my snips and snip that end off so it goes into my flower a little bit more smoothly. Okay, so that's what you ended up with now. So I hold the stamens like that. Pop, you want the ink facing up, not that side because you won't see it, so ink facing up towards the stamen ends. So then you pop it up to the string, turn it over, then you're holding the wire, and then you gently ease it over one side, then another, until you go to the top. Okay, and then you've got your first one on, and then your second one again, same. What you're doing this time now is you want the roundness of the petals to show in between the other petals. So let's push that up to the top. Okay, so instead of doing the petals like that, you wouldn't see them, you need to move them, and so they peek out in between the other layers. So pull back so it separates, and then you want some hot glue gun and you want a tiny little bit, and then just press it there. Okay, so you open it up, okay, like that, and then you want a tiny little bit like that, and then you push up with your finger like that, and you go round until you've done enough. Okay, so that's your first part. Let's put another one on. Now I like to use as many layers as I think I like. Sometimes I use 2 small, 3 big, sometimes I use 3 small, 4 big, depending on what flower and what you're using and what look you're going after. Okay, so use how many layers that you want to use. You only want to use so many, you do so many. Okay, the more layers that you use, the quicker obviously you go through your stash, because you're obviously using more, aren't you? Okay, so let's put the bottom 3 on. Same again, gently over over the top. Okay, push up now to the bottom like that, and then place where you want them, and then again open it up like that, a little bit of glue, and then hold it up with your finger. I'll link everything what I use down below. Okay, so next one, exactly the same, but you're going in between. Don't pile all the petals on top of each other, because that's when you're not going to see them again, just like I've just explained. Look how pretty that's looking. Okay, last layer. Okay, and that will go under there like that. I'm actually going to carry on and put a few more layers on. So that's how I've done that one, with exactly the same amount of layers. I'm going to show you what more layers look like now. So let's, I wasn't going to, but let's do it. I've got time on the video, so let's make some more holes. Let's do 3, and we shall see on what 3 extra make it look like. So again, let's move this out of the way so you can see. Twist away, twist toward, and then in the middle. Okay, let's pop another layer on. Because it's a little bit more stretchier, you can actually pull it a little bit. So as you're pulling it with my thumb and claw thing, sometimes they tear. Look, that one's just tore. Can you see? No, then it's tore there. But because you've got your glue on, that's instantly glued it together. That's why I love glue guns. Don't like the glue gun strings, and I don't like getting burnt by them, but the rest of it's hey-ho-kay. So again, pop some glue where you want it, like that. So that's stretched a little bit more, so you can just see. I think that's enough. I think if we add any more onto this one, they're just going to get lost underneath. So the more, I think the more layers, sometimes they do look a little bit better. You see? So let's fluff this one up. So this one on the left is more layers, and that one is less layers, so you can see the difference. Okay, on a card, can't really tell. Yeah. Then what I do, I go to the base of the flower and I put some glue on the base right at the bottom there, leave that to cool, and then I'll snip that off. What I do want to do is show you how stretchy the foamiran is. This is one that I put it wrong in my die cutter, so we can use this one to show you when I can get how thin it is. You can see it now, look how thin it is, yeah. So to stretch it as well, oh, that was a little bit too much, Julie, so look, okay, can you see? Let me show you on this one. So it's got more, I mean, you still can tear it just like I proved then, but it's got more give. Definitely. See what I've stretched that out there. Okay, look, see. Now I'm going to show you on some normal foamiran now, and then you can see the difference if you just bear with me. Here we go. This is a normal one, this is just a blue one. So you can see how thick it is compared to the silk. Hope you can see the difference, okay? So you can actually hear it. So to stretch this one, you can still stretch it, but it isn't as forgiving as that one. So this one, what's this one doing? Oh, that's quite stretchy actually. When it's warm it isn't, so this one won't hold its shape as well as the thinner one. So this one, once it's heated up and then you stretch it, it definitely hasn't got as much give as the thin one. I remember that one, definite. So now that's cooled down now, we snip off the bottom of the wire. Okay, and then to keep all those little stamens in place as well, I give a little bit of glue on the top like that. Let's put that on there for now so don't stick on my paper. And then you've got two beautiful, or one that we've just made, lovely little foamiran flower. I really enjoy working with it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to do another video next, colouring and shaping it in a different way. But yeah, that's your normal foamiran. So it still looks nice, still looks pretty, but these obviously look more delicate. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to link everything that I've used down below so you can find everything. Please remember to press like and then press subscribe if you want to, obviously. It just helps me be more visual to other YouTube. So in other words, they can find me easier if you do that. Okay, see you all soon. Bye.